Hey everyone, Eric here. In this video, I'm going to show you 5 ideas on how to increase your LTV to CAC ratio. These are all things I'm helping real startups do right now, so I know that they work. By the end of this lesson, you'll have a bunch of strategies you can bring back to your startup to improve your unit economics. Okay, let's get started. So here are my top 5 ideas. I actually came up with 19 ideas when I was brainstorming this video, but I pulled out the top 5 to cover in this video. Feel free to download this template in the description below, totally for free if you want to look at all 19 of them. So idea 1 is create a lead gen on the website with giveaways. So let's talk about this opportunity. So do a giveaway. So you want to create some kind of a valuable giveaway on the website. Enter your email to win a trip to Hawaii, a $500 discount. It could even be something bigger like win a car. And the reason why we want to do this is especially if we're paying for traffic, it could be $3.50 a click. Well, only 2% of that traffic is going to convert and we're going to capture their email. And then the 98% of the traffic that doesn't convert just leaves the website, but we paid a lot of money to get each person to visit the website. They leave, we don't capture their information. And so we want to capture more of their information if we can to try to convert them later. So by creating this lead gen, we then establish a point of contact and we can try to sell them something down the line. So this, in general, will increase conversion across the board. It will also usually lower CAC. And so here's what the unit economics look like. So here is an e-commerce startup, and this is a scenario where there's no giveaway, and this is the scenario where there is a giveaway. So in both scenarios, we'd have our basic setup, which is ad spend. Let's say we spend $50,000 a month. Cost per click is $3.50. The amount of website traffic that we effectively are acquiring is just $50,000 divided by the cost per click. So 14,000 visits, 14,286 visits in both scenarios. The conversion rate on that traffic immediately is 2%. And so we have 286 conversions. And if you look at the total ad spend divided by the total conversions, that's $175 customer acquisition cost. So cost per conversion in terms of marketing investment. So up to that point, we're the same in both scenarios. But if we look at how many people we brought to the website, 14,286, and we converted 286, these are the amount of people that came to the website and left, and we didn't capture their information. It's all lost traffic. So this is what we're trying to sort of recover. So let's say now we launch an email pop-up for some great giveaway. And in the giveaway scenario, 5% of those 14,000 people effectively enter their email. And so in that 1 month period, we then actually recover 700 emails of the people who would have left and we would have never spoken with them again. And so let's say of those 700 people, we're able to convert over a period of time, maybe a couple months, 13%. And you do see conversion rates like this through email lists, pretty high. It can easily be 10 to 20%. So that's 91 conversions recovered. So in the original scenario, we would have had 286 conversions. But now that we are doing the giveaway, we had 377 conversions from that baseline of 14,286 people we brought to the website. So that's an increase by 32% in the conversion. So if we look at revenue, the difference, we're saying that the average order value is $131. The difference to have 91 more conversions is $11,921. And so could you afford to do a trip to Hawaii? You could do this giveaway once a quarter. And so say you could run it for 3 months at a time. And probably you would make back far more in revenue and gross profit than the giveaway would cost. And so it would be worth the investment. If you just look at the basic customer acquisition cost, in scenario 1, you had 286 conversions, so your customer acquisition cost was $175. But in scenario 2, because you're able to drive those additional 91 conversions, your customer acquisition cost goes down to $133. So your CAC goes down by 25% because of that giveaway. So that's the way you can basically reduce your CAC and probably increase your value per website visitor using a giveaway. Idea number 2, Costco model. So if you don't live in the US, Costco is a business and they offer a yearly subscription to shop in this really big retail store where everything is crazy cheap. And so They call this a membership. I think it's like $60 to $120 depending on certain situations that allows you to shop there for a year. And so they actually make almost all of their profit. They're a very, very profitable company from the subscriptions, and they run the rest of their business pretty much at break even or a very small margin so that they can offer people the best prices. Obviously, Amazon does a version of this. Many companies do a version of like paying a subscription and getting certain benefits and services for a big retailer or a big marketplace. So this is a good thing to think about. It could really apply to any business that sells a lot of things, giving people like a membership plan and then giving them giving them a lot of value behind the membership. So impacts, this will increase customer retention because people will want to come back year after year and buy more and more and keep being members and buy more and more of your product. The other benefit is this provides a stable source of basically pure profit, recurring revenue. Recurring revenue is great. It's predictable. You can see your cash flow and you can predict it before it comes in. And then the higher purchase volume can also allow you to further monetize your customers. So you can probably negotiate better prices. Maybe you can generate some affiliate revenue. Sometimes you can get rebates. There's a lot of things when you get big volume ways that you can make money. And so we're going to look at the unit economics for business with a membership versus without a quote unquote Costco style membership plan. So we're saying it's some kind of online electronics marketplace. In scenario 1, they're just hoping that people will make individual orders. And in scenario 2, you pay $49 a year, but then you get lower prices across the board. So here we're saying that CAC is $50 to acquire a customer in either scenario. So we have a portion of our revenue that's from product revenue, people buying electronics, and a portion of our revenue that's from the subscription revenue, which is the membership. So that's only in scenario 2. So then we're going to look at the total gross profit and the total customer lifetime value and try to figure out which one's better and quantify this. So no plan CAC, we're saying, is around $50 to acquire a customer. So product revenue, and we're saying this is over the course of a year, is $150 their average customer spends in a year. Gross profit margin is 50%. And so this company makes $75 per customer per year. There's no membership, so they don't make any money there. So their total gross profit in a 1 year is $75. That being said, their typical customer, they only retain for 0.9 years, maybe 10 months. And so their customer lifetime value is actually a little bit less than 1 year of gross profit. So it ends up only being $68. So now let's go to the membership plan. So the membership plan, this is the same, but here you can see subscription rev is $49. Gross profit is 90% on the subscription revenue, so it's very profitable. So that's $44 of profit. In terms of their product, people are buying, we're saying $500 a year versus $150 because they are getting such good deals, and we've lowered the prices of everything, so we're actually only making 10% gross profit. And so we were passing all of those deals along to the customers, and they're buying way more. So the gross profit actually still ends up being $50 because even though we're making a lower profit margin, the volume actually generates some profit for us. So we're saying in 1 year, the typical customer would make $94 of profit, but the customer lifetime is quite different. So in this scenario, each customer we retain for less than 1 year, but on the membership plan, we're retaining customers for 2.1 years on average. So the customer lifetime value, which is the total gross profit over the lifetime of a customer, is actually 198 versus 68. And then if you take the LTV and subtract marketing, so that's how much profit do you make after you've paid for all of your marketing, is 18 versus 148. So pretty different numbers. And so finally, your LTV divided by CAC, so that's $68 of profit divided by your $50 CAC. It's only about 1.4. But with the membership plan, you can see that your LTV is 198 divided by CAC 50. So that ends up being 3.95. Your customer's happy. The business is more profitable. And so this is something to think about if you're running a business that has a large variety of products where people would, theoretically want to come back and buy over and over again. Okay, so the third idea is to use buy now, pay later softwares to increase conversion and increase AOV. And one quick thing, if you're finding this content valuable, please subscribe to my channel right now and like this video. And if you want me to teach you everything I know about finance for startups in a small group with personalized support from me, join the waitlist in the description below for a chance to join the next cohort of my training program, Finance for Startups. Okay, so the strategy with buy now, pay later is you allow customers to pay for your product on a payment plan. The easiest way to do this is use a buy now, pay later company. There's a million of them. Some of the big ones are Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay, and there's different companies that do this all over the world. You could also do it yourself with a subscription, although I don't recommend doing that. Okay, so the biggest thing that this can have in terms of an impact on your company is this can lower your CAC by increasing the conversion rate. So you can basically get more conversions from the same ad spend, especially if you have a product that has a high average order value. You'll convert more people if it's more affordable for them to buy it, basically. The buy now, pay later companies generally charge the vendor 2 to 8%. So that's something you need to look at and to try to figure out if the increase in conversion can actually make up for that drop in revenue. So we have a couple scenarios here. One is no buy now, pay later. This is buy now, pay later. Same prices as the regular situation. And the third is offering bundles with 20% discounts. So you're bundling products and offering discounts plus the buy now, pay later. So you're effectively giving people a deal and then trying to make it more affordable for them to pay for the product. So let's look at these three scenarios really quick. So in scenario 1, 2, and 3, we're spending $10,000. The cost per click is $2.50. So each of them is bringing 4,000 people to the website. And this is where things start to change. So in scenario 1, we're saying 2% of people convert. So that's 80 people. In scenario 2, we're saying actually the conversion rate goes up to 2.5%. And that's because the 0.5% of the people wouldn't have converted, but the fact that they can finance the purchase makes them convert. In scenario 3, we say it's 2.5% as well. It's going to be, we'll see down here, a slightly higher average order value, but they're getting a better deal overall. So this situation, we have CAC, which is 125, because the conversion rate's lower, and then 100 and 100. So far we've reduced our CAC with the buy now, pay later bundles. Then the average order value is 150. 150, and with the bundle it's 250, but 20% discount with bundle. So 250, but they're getting really more than 250 of product. So the discount here is 20%. So we have that here. And then the buy now, pay later fee, in this scenario it's 0, but here it's 5% and here it's 5%. So the company actually only makes $143 because they have to give the payment processor 5%. And the company here takes out the 20% discount and the 5% fee. So they only end up collecting $188. Okay, so in the three scenarios, we're saying basically that cost of goods sold is 35% of revenue. So COGS is $53, $53, and then $88. And we're basing this 35% on the original AOV, the value of the product. And so we wouldn't want to base it on this lower AOV because it's really a percent of the undiscounted products. So gross profit is 98, 90, and 100. So this is all pretty similar. So now let's look at our profit minus marketing. So gross profit after marketing. So in scenario 1, we actually lost $28 because the CAC was higher. In scenario 2, we actually lost $10. And in scenario 3, we actually broke even on the first order. But now let's look at lifetime orders. So let's say that in each of these scenarios, customers generally buy about 2.5 times. And so the customer lifetime value ends up being the $98 of gross profit times 2.5, $90 of gross profit times 2.5, and 100 times 2.5. So this is the customer lifetime value. So they're all pretty similar, actually. And then if you look at the LTV divided by the CAC, So you have 244 divided by 125. Well, that's the lowest LTV to CAC ratio because of the higher customer acquisition cost. This one is slightly better because the CAC is 100. And then the best one is the buy now, pay later plus the bundle. So it's not a huge improvement, but to improve your LTV to CAC ratio, let's see, by 28%, that should make a difference and should drive a lot more profit to the bottom line of your company. Okay, so the fourth idea we have here is the subscription box model. So if you don't know what this is, businesses that have heavy repeat consumption may work as subscription businesses. Think supplement companies, food, razors, etc. People who buy the same thing over and over again on a regular schedule. So what you do is you send your product monthly, generally, to customers who pay a subscription, and they just have a box that shows up to their house with something. So this can increase revenue by a lot. It can obviously increase retention by a ton because customers are buying each month, which boosts your customer lifetime value. One issue is that if you force customers to subscribe rather than just paying on a one-off basis, conversion rates will go down a lot and your CAC will go up a lot. So this can completely backfire, although it does work really well for certain types of businesses. So this could be applied to anything that people consume regularly. So some of the famous ones are the Dollar Shave Club, which was a startup that was acquired for I think like $1 billion maybe 10 years ago. They shipped razor blades on a subscription. I know in the US, some people join these things called wine clubs, and you just pay a subscription. They just send you boxes of all these different wines. They buy in bulk and they pass along the lower prices to you. A lot of supplement companies try to get you on subscriptions, different beauty products, and anything else that you can think of. There's probably somebody doing it. So let's see here. So this is not a electronic marketplace. This is a supplements startup. So some kind of supplement. Okay, so for this company, they have people who are making single orders, and then you have people who are on the subscription box plan. So first off, they spend $10,000 in either scenario, $2 a click, 5,000 people coming to the website. So the conversion rate on the single orders is 2%, but when you build a website and the front end just has subscription options, the conversion rate drops to 1%. And to be totally honest, it could be even much lower than that. So the impact here is that you have 100 conversions compared to 50 with the subscription box. So that's $100 CPA versus $200. So the average order value we're saying is $60 if you make a single order, but the subscription box, you effectively get a 33% discount to join the subscription plan. And so we're saying that basically the lifetime orders of someone who is on just ordering on a one-off basis is 1.4, but people who get on the subscription plan, it's 6.1. So the revenue is lifetime revenue. Let's say lifetime revenue is $84 versus $244. The gross profit margin we're saying is 70% on the one-off versus 60, and it's 60 because you do collect less revenue for each unit, but the benefit of basically shipping things on a monthly basis is you can put everything in one box and save a lot of money on shipping. So generally the gross profit margins are still pretty high and would be almost comparable. So the customer lifetime value is 84 multiplied by the gross profit margin, that's $59, versus 244, that's 146. So your customer lifetime value minus marketing is actually negative $41. So you lost money, $41 on every single customer. And in this scenario, it's negative $54. So you actually lost $54 on every customer. So neither of these scenarios is good. And the business would have to turn its marketing off or revisit its cost structure. So the LTV to CAC ratio in this scenario is 0.59. In the subscription box one, it's 0.73. But honestly, I think losing $54 per order is probably worse. And so I'm not sure if this higher LTV to CAC ratio is better. They're both pretty bad. So you need to be really careful with the subscription box business models because if the CVR drops to, like, let's say 5%, things can get bad pretty quickly. Okay, 0.5%, I meant to say. Okay, so finally, raising prices. So people don't really realize, but very small price increases can make your customer lifetime value post-marketing explode. And it's not very intuitive, so I want to explain the math and why you should think about doing it. So raising prices, the strategy is to raise prices by a small amount to generate more profit. And so we're going to look at an e-commerce business, but this works with any business. SaaS businesses, this works maybe even better because there's so much recurring revenue. Impacts is, so we're saying raise prices 10%. Usually conversion when you raise prices by 10% won't really drop. Sometimes it won't drop at all. Even in a couple strange scenarios, I've seen conversion go up a little bit. So small price increases 10 to 20%. A lot of customers won't even be able to remember the old price. And so this can work really well. These price increases drop straight to the bottom line as profit. So if you increase prices by 10%, generally your profits will increase by 10% of revenue, which can really help if your profit margins are small. And so if you have small margins, you can expand them dramatically with things like this. So e-commerce business. So this was the old price. Old price was $180. And this is the new price is $200. So we increased by $20. It's technically an 11% increase, but let's just say close to 10%. And so in both of these scenarios, we spent $10,000, $2 a click. That's 5,000 people coming to the website. And we're saying that the conversion rate was 2%, and we're saying it dropped a little bit to 1.9%. So it's 100 conversions versus 95. So that drove our CAC up to 105. So a small increase in CAC, but still not a big difference, a 5% increase. So then we increased the price by 11%. And we look at the revenue and the COGS here. We're saying that the revenue is, $180, $200. COGS is $87 in both scenarios. So the gross profit in the first scenario before the price increase is $93. Second scenario was $113. Gross profit after marketing is actually -$7. So we made $93, but then if we subtract the CAC, we lost $7 on the first order. But in this scenario, this actually pushes us to, because of the increase in gross profit, make $8 on each order. And so we're saying in both these scenarios, the lifetime orders per customer is 1.5. So the customer lifetime value is 140 versus 170. So you just increased your LTV by 22%. But if you look at the customer lifetime value minus the marketing, it's 40. And then this one, it's 64. So your LTV post-marketing, so that's really the profit that you derive from your relationship with each customer, actually increased by 63% from a 10% price increase. So this is pretty dramatic. And if you can implement something like this across your business, you can increase your cash flow massively. So the LTV to CAC ratio went from 1.4 to 1.61. But I think the biggest metric to keep your eye on here is this one right here, where you can see such a dramatic increase in your customer lifetime value post-marketing. Okay, so I hope this gives you some ideas on how to improve your LTV to CAC ratio. Also, if you want me to teach you everything I know about finance for startups in a small group with personalized support from me, join the waitlist in the description below for a chance to join the next cohort of my training program, Finance for Startups. Also, if you found this content valuable, please like and subscribe. And as always, in the description below, you can download this Excel model completely for free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.